Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be decluttering our home. I am going to be focusing on like a few different areas just so I don't get super overwhelmed with trying to declutter the entire house in one day. But today we are going to be starting out in our guest bedroom, which I have to clean up in here a little bit, but I have like all of our extra home decor in here in these closet things. Kyle and I kind of put these together. They're from IKEA, but we have a ton of stuff in each one of these cabinets. They are bursting. We have stuff up top. Like we just have stuff everywhere and I have no more room. So I need to go through and declutter anything that I just don't use or I don't love anymore. And then I also need to go in my bedroom and declutter my nightstands, our dresser, things like that, and get things just feeling a little bit more free and not so bogged down. So let's go ahead and get into it. I wanna hear you say I love to keep extra decor to kind of change things up. Of course, it saves money and it's just a more practical thing to do than to go out all the time and buy new decor. And so I often will find really neutral items that I can kind of change out here and there. But I keep everything that I'm not actually displaying in this cabinet area. And I definitely need to go through it and not keep everything, because as you can see, every nook and cranny is fully used up, and I feel like I'm always passing over certain items each time I go to redecorate different areas in the house. So those type of things will definitely be getting decluttered today, and then the things that I'm always kind of rotating in and out, those are the only things that I'm going to be keeping. Now before I can start decluttering, I need to tidy up the guest bedroom really quickly. Now I actually did a full room makeover on this space maybe a year and a half ago or so. However, we are still using a curtain as a door. It just hasn't really been in the budget and it hasn't been at the top of our list, or our like project list, I guess. We've had so many other things that we've been working on instead. Now we've been hoping to hire someone to install a door here. We're thinking kind of like a glass French doors, something like that, maybe frosted glass. I'm not entirely sure, but this room does offer a lot of light into the entryway, and so we don't want to get rid of that. However, it is very expensive to get that done, so I'm kind of thinking maybe Kyle and I will try to DIY some French doors ourselves and save some money that way. That's definitely something we haven't done in the past, and so I am feeling a bit intimidated by it, but what's the worst that can happen, right? All right, a lot of this is like not super exciting, but this is like some of it is our subscribe and save stuff on Amazon, and we don't get it like every month. Like we will only get this maybe once every, I don't know if it's like 3 or 6 months or something. Anyway, but this is the cat food that we use for especially the boy cats, because Felix had like some urinary tract stuff, so this is what we have to get for him now. I think I have like it's like a pack of like 6 that I have this coming like every few months, and they only sent one, so I'll have to check and see if they're sending the rest. This is just for our automatic cat litter thing. Then we got these trash bags, and we order these ones because we get like the extra large size, because a while back we traded out to like a larger trash can. Then this is something Noah had ordered with some money from his birthday, so that's just kind of random. These I'm really excited about. They're just like little silicone like roll-up mats that you can use for drying dishes or fruits and vegetables, things like that. Then I got some batteries. We have toothpaste. These are some gummies that Kyle takes at night to sleep better, and some deodorant. Okay, so a lot of these things I really love, and then a lot I know, like I come in and change out seasonal decor and things, and I always leave certain ones in here, so those are the ones I'm going to be getting rid of. I might sell them, I might donate some, I might give some to my sisters, but basically I'm going to do what I always do when I declutter, and I'm going to pull every single thing out, probably just one shelf at a time, and then slowly kind of put it back in, And then anything left on the bed is what we will not be keeping. Let me know, do you have decor that you change out often throughout the year? And I'm not necessarily talking about holiday decor like Christmas or fall or things like that, but just like everyday decor that kind of is good all year round. I really actually just started doing this when I started getting into like room makeovers and things like that. I would purchase things for upcoming makeovers, and so of course I would just be storing them, and then I kind of began to start accumulating some extra things, and I would start swapping out my decor throughout the year. And I really just learned that you can totally make old decor feel brand new again simply by swapping it out from time to time, almost like cycling through your kids' toys. I don't know if you guys have seen that. I'm sure most of you have, especially if you have kids, but some people will actually go through their kids' toys and cycle them out, maybe store them in the garage or in a closet or something for a month or so. And then when they pull the old toys back out, they feel brand new again to the kids. And so I feel like this is the same type of thing, but for adults. All right, a lot of this, if not maybe all of it, was just shoved into like the top two sections up here. And this is all like DIY kind of things. I have like paintbrushes, spray paints, tape, like just random bits. I'm probably gonna keep most of this, but I do have some little bins that I had in the garage just from previous projects. So I'm going to organize this, set it out back in there, and then anything that's like no longer good or I no longer use, I can go ahead and declutter. Okay, so here I have spray paints. This is kind of like mostly painting tools and things. I have like some rub and buff. This is just different kind of tapes and strings. This is like rug tape. This is actually all the leather pulls for like the way we hang curtains. Some drapery tape. And then over here I kind of have like some random bits. So like these are just some shelves. These are some label things. And then over here I have like drawer pulls for various projects. And then in here I'm going to have command strips. And then actually all of this just needs to go out to like my wall painting section out in the garage. kind of thing I struggle with the most is like these are things that are in such good shape. And so I don't want to get rid of them, but also I never grab for them anymore. Like I'm not super into like decor with words on it, things like that. And so a lot of these are kind of like the farmhouse signs with all the words and all that stuff. So I think I am going to let them go, even though it is a bummer to me, but someone else who really likes this style still can go ahead and use it, and it'll stop just like gathering dust in my closet or in my little space, and also it'll actually get used by somebody. This is one that I have to keep because it's just so fun and summery, and my friend actually made this for me, so I'm gonna keep this one, probably put it up in the loft for the boys. Whenever you're decluttering, don't feel like you have to declutter something just to declutter it. I've definitely done that in the past, and I end up going back out and rebuying things or having declutter regret where I wish I wouldn't have gotten rid of something just because I'm trying to like almost over declutter things. So I always say keep what you love and what you always grab for, but anything that doesn't fit into those categories, let it go, and I can almost guarantee you will not miss it. Finally, we are moving into the final sections, but first I am clearing off the bed because thankfully I have decluttered a lot of things and I just needed to kind of move that off out of the way. That way I could sort through the remaining items. But this final section is actually really mostly full of linens, like curtains, pillow covers, table runners, things like that. Now on their own, they don't take up a lot of space, which I love, and it's one of the reasons I love things like pillow covers. However, when you have a lot of something, it definitely accumulates and it can grow into taking up a lot of space. And so I'm just only going to be keeping the things that I actually grab for. I wanted to go ahead and share some decluttering tips that I've learned over the years. I have been decluttering for years and years. It's always just like an ongoing process. But one of the things that I've learned over the years that has helped me the most has been remembering that just because something cost you money in the past doesn't mean you need to keep it. Keep in mind that the money has already been spent and now it is still costing you. Every single thing that you have in your home is costing you something, whether that is space, whether it's your time that you need to maintain it and clean it and store it. So whatever the case may be, just because you've spent money on it in the past, don't feel like that means that you need to keep it now. You've already paid for it. So if it's no longer serving you, don't continue paying for it in other ways. You guys, this is feeling so good. Decluttering always makes me want to work on like every other space in the house, but I do have to stay focused. Otherwise, I will have every single room in this house torn apart. I'll be decluttering everything and also like not decluttering any certain room kind of thing. It'll just be chaos. So I really do have to stay focused, but this does motivate me so much. I feel like whenever I deep clean an area or when I start decluttering things or when I get something organized, those are the things that motivate me so much. I got this whole little cabinet organized. There is still quite a bit in here, but I feel like everything in here I want to keep and like continue kind of cycling in and out. And it just feels so good to have it nice and organized in here. Like, how pretty is that now? I love it. And I'll turn you around and show you all the stuff that I pulled out of this cabinet. It's a lot. I kind of feel like it's kind of close to half, maybe not quite half, but maybe like a third. And then also look at this. I'm gonna turn you around. This is Benji and Ollie. Ever since we got Ollie, he's just been like attached to Benji, which has been so cute. Benji was like the first one that kind of accepted him into the house. And so Ollie's been like his little shadow ever since. Little yin and yang, so sweet. Hey, Ollie. Benji's just asleep. Like, thanks for cleaning the bed off for me. So over here, this is what I'm going to be getting rid of. I'm not sure yet if we'll go, well, that's our mud water that I need to put away, but the rest of this, and actually this bin right here is also donate. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna donate or sell or what I'll do with this, but these are all the items that we are deciding to not keep, and it'll be good to just clear out that space. Now that I have everything all tackled in there, we are going to move into my bedroom. We not only need to get the drawers and dressers and nightstands and all that actually like decluttered, but I also have still not unpacked from a vacation. I've been really trying to be good about that, like unpacking within a day or so, but it's been like a week and we still haven't unpacked. That's just the reality of it. But I have the boys' suitcase right here. I have Kyle's in my suitcase on the floor right here that we've been obviously kind of like pulling from, but I'm gonna go ahead and put those things away, clean up the room a little bit, and then we will get to decluttering the dressers. We are just moving right along from one finished room to a room full of chaos and clutter, but at least now I have the motivation to tackle this room and make it just as peaceful and decluttered as our guest bedroom. First off, again, we have to tidy things up, so I am starting with our bed. We recently went on a trip to Montana and we used 2 suitcases for our whole family. So I am just grabbing out 3 regular laundry baskets and sorting all of the boys' clothes into them. And then that way the boys can grab them, bring them up to the rooms and put them away. And very easily and quickly the suitcase can be unpacked. But one thing that I actually started doing on vacations is I started doing a load of laundry on the very last day of the vacation. And that way I didn't come home and have already like a huge load or a couple loads of laundry to do when I get home. It's just been like so much more peaceful and I feel like it's worked out way nicer for us. So if you have a vacation planned for the remaining part of the summer or any time in the holidays, and you have access to a washer or dryer, I would definitely suggest trying that out and see if it works for your family as well as it works for ours. All right, tell me honestly, how long does it take you to unpack once you get home from a vacation? For years and years, or I guess basically my entire life, it always took me like at least a week to unpack all of our suitcases and everything. But then, I don't know if it was like maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I got into a really good habit where I would get home and unpack either that night or the next morning, depending on like what time of day I get home. And it felt so good, but somehow I slipped back into my old bad habit apparently. But I definitely want to get back into my good habit of unpacking as soon as I get home. It really doesn't take very long and it does feel so, so good. All right, I'm finally unpacked after being home for like a week, but the bedroom looks really, really nice. I always love when it's like fully clean in here. It just feels so nice and peaceful. So now I'm going to tackle the decluttering stuff, and I'm trying to decide if I want to like kind of where I want to start. I think I'm gonna go ahead and start on my nightstand just because I will know like if I want to keep anything or not, but it is like a small area, so it's going to be like pretty easy to declutter, and it'll give me that instant like boost of motivation to keep going with the rest. All right, moment of truth. Let's see what's inside. So right here I have like contacts and glasses. Back here I pretty much never grab for anything. These are just like different maybe supplements that I used to take that I don't really anymore. Aw, and this is Noah's little amber necklace. I think it actually broke, which is why I have it in here, but he wore this for like a couple years, so I always keep that. But not really organized in there, and a lot of stuff I don't need or use. I haven't used contact solution in like a year because I use like the daily ones now. A lot of this I pretty much don't grab for, other than some like the creams. And then pretty much same thing in here. Some random clothes bits, a book. I actually love this book, so I do keep this one in here because occasionally like I'll just go through and read it again. But all right, let's tackle that one. It has literally been so long since I've gone through my nightstand that I actually forgot that it has this really pretty like velvet style bottom on the top drawer. It has just been forever since I've seen it. So I was happy to say hello again and get it all nice and clean. Okay, so the funny thing about this is I open these drawers every single day, and every single day I'm just like overwhelmed when I open them. It's annoying because it's hard to open them or I can't get to what I need, but then I close them very quickly and I forget about all the chaos and it just gets pushed to the bottom of my list once again. But comment below with a space that you have been avoiding or you haven't had time to declutter or organize. Let me know what that space is, and then when you go and actually tackle it and get it all cleared out, come back and let me know that you did it, and I will be your personal accountability partner on this, and trust me, it will feel so good. So I mostly have a lot of papers and stuff from the boys. I have these cozy socks. I want to be a cozy sock person, but I just end up always grabbing for my regular socks, so I'm gonna go ahead and donate those. I have a few books. I actually didn't end up reading them, but they were like all the hype and I ordered them and then did not read them. Some old glasses, I think I can donate these. Random bits, and then just some more papers that I have to actually like put away. Now let's dive into Kyle's nightstand. So we'll start on the bottom. His is not near the mess that mine is, but it still needs some work, especially that drawer. My mom and everyone gave this to Kyle as a joke. I don't really remember exactly how it happened, but we always would tease Kyle about being like the biggest Justin Bieber fan. I don't think he ever was at all, but he still has this like little fan kit card that we got him, or that they got him like, I don't know, 10, 11, 12 years ago. And it has a nice spot in his nightstand. I just never take it out. You guys are ready for my excuse of why it's gotten this bad. Is it's been on my list. I've been wanting to do it for a really long time and I just haven't gotten around to it. But no more excuses. We are gonna dive into the dresser. It's gonna feel so much better later today in like 15, 20, 30 minutes once I'm done with this, because it's felt pretty rough for a while. So I'll show you the treacherous before, and we will declutter a ton from this one. This one I did just like steal the little caddy that was in here, so I did have a little tiny bit of help in this one, but not much. I have had a junk / keepsake dresser drawer my entire adult life, and I've never really thought anything about it until I was decluttering it today. And then I just realized I totally don't need that. I know that there would be a way better use for this space, especially since I do already have keepsakes in my closet. So why do I need to take up an entire huge dresser drawer for all my extra stuff? So I decided today to go ahead and just clear it all out. Okay, I'm not exactly sure what I want to do with this drawer. It's like fully empty right now. It turns out it's just a bunch of like things that I'm saving, like special things. I would rather just put that in a bin that I already have in our closet and just keep it safe that way. So now we're going to go into like this sock drawer and kind of organize that. Let me know, do you hang your pants or do you keep them folded up in a drawer? And if you fold them, or if you fold shirts or whatever, do you fold them fancy or just enough to get the job done? So as far as hanging up my pants, I feel like I go back and forth. I think it's easier for me to fold them and put them in a drawer, but I actually like getting to them in the closet when they're hung up. So I don't know, I go back and forth on that. And then for the folded clothes in my drawers, I am definitely like a get the job done kind of girl. So I don't do any kind of fancy folding. I wish I did, but it's just not high enough on my priority list. So I'm just like, it's folded, good enough. Close the drawer, we're done. Okay, I'm totally gonna have to reorganize this. Like I want to get some bins. I have these and I've actually had them for a long time, but they're just like only this tall. And so if you stack the clothes up higher, it's not gonna do much good. So I'm going to need to get like some larger bins to organize things, but for now, I'm definitely decluttering some so I can go ahead and kind of organize them a little bit in here. So everything that I'm putting into this basket is all of the stuff that I am decluttering from my dresser drawer and then also in both mine and Kyle's nightstands. And it really made such a big difference getting all of this out of our drawers. And now every time I open up my dresser drawers, it is just so beyond peaceful. I really am kicking myself and just wishing that I had done this months ago when I really wanted to. This poor plant has been with us for, I don't know, probably like 3 or 4 years. We had it when we lived in our Utah house for a few years, but it really struggled while we were on vacation this last time. And actually a lot of my plants kind of struggled this last time for some reason, but I am desperately trying to nurse this guy back to health. So if you have any tips, let me know because I really don't want to lose this one. I'm wondering if I maybe need to repot him or something, but please wish me luck on this plant because I think I'm gonna need it. All right, you guys, this is the final reveal of how everything turned out once I decluttered. I do definitely need to get rid of some of my socks, but we'll kind of do that slowly, I guess. But if you are not already, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button and join the family. This coming Thursday, so in just a few days, we are going to be doing a dining room makeover on a very minimal to $0 budget. So I cannot wait to see you then and show you how this space is going to be transformed. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you have an incredible day and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.